Hello, hockey fans. How's everybody doing? Wednesday was the last video. 1 for 6 on the wagers. Wasn't very good. Anaheim plus 1.5 was the only one that hit. That was Wednesday. Wednesday's over. We're moving on to Friday. Friday, January 28th, 2022. There's 5 games on the board. Small slate. We'll see if we can start the weekend off on a positive. First game we've got Detroit against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is 7-2-1 in their last 10. Current streak is an overtime decision. Casey DeSmith listed to be in net for the Penguins. Detroit has Alex Nedeljkovic listed to be in net. They're 3-4-3 in their last 10 and a current 2-game losing streak. Pittsburgh, one of the teams that are on a back-to-back, started Thursday against Seattle. That took extra time to find a winner. Final score was 2-1 for Seattle. That loss ended a 6-game winning streak that the Penguins had going on. Captain Crosby playing well with 7 points in his last 4 games. Brian Rust with a goal and 3 helpers in his last 2 games. Now second in goals against, second in the penalty kill. Penguins have moved to second in the Metropolitan in a 3-way tie at the top. All teams with 60 points. Detroit now below 500 with the last game against Chicago, which ended up as an 8-5 loss to the Hawks. A bad first period where Detroit was outshot 16-8 and the scoreboard read 4-0 for Chicago after the first. Second period, the Red Wings gave a push, made it a 1-goal game going into the third. It was 4-3. Then a few more goals from Chicago, made it 6-3. Detroit pushed again, made it a 1-goal game, but at the end, it was a loss. Both Nedeljkovic and Picard had a chance in net, neither one with answers. Now beginning a back-to-back, first Pittsburgh here and then Toronto on Saturday. I mean, you could see the frustration in Detroit's faces during that game. It was against Chicago. I think we'll see a different Detroit team come here. Detroit should have some bodies back for this game as well. Historically, these teams are kind of playing a tiebreaker. The series is at 31 apiece if you look at all hockey played, preseason, regular season, playoff hockey historically. They played 2 preseason games earlier or early in the fall last year. The teams were split. First game, 5-1 win for Pittsburgh on October 3rd, and then on October 8th, it was a 4-2 win for Detroit. This is the first of 3 games that they're going to play. Money line plus 190 or 2.9 for Detroit. Minus 238, 1.42 for Pittsburgh. Over-under set at 6.5. I like the visiting dog. I think Detroit, like I said, is going to come out as a different team. And I think we see something from them. And I think they catch Pittsburgh here and get a win. Detroit visiting team, that's my pick. Next game, we got Minnesota against the New York Rangers. The Rangers are 6-4-0 in their last 10. Current 1-game losing streak. Igor Shesterkin listed to be in net for the Rangers. Minnesota has Kaapo Kähkönen listed to be in net. They're 6-2-2 in their last 10. Current 3-game winning streak. New York is in a 3-way tie, like I mentioned, at the top of the Metropolitan, both with Pittsburgh and Carolina, all with 60 points. They began a back-to-back Thursday night playing a game against Columbus. Final 5-3 for the Blue Jackets. Panarin opened things up in the first period, followed by Goodrow, giving the Rangers a 2-0 lead. But at the end of the first, it was 2-2. The Rangers wouldn't lead again and took a loss. They battled. I mean, they outshot the Blue Jackets 36-19, 1 for 3 on the power play. They won 60% of the puck drop. Guerriev did not have a good game. Stopped 14 of 18, a .778 save percentage. So this game, we're going to see a rested Shesterkin in net, and he's won his last 7 starts. So giving the Rangers a little better chance against a Minnesota team that last saw action beginning of the week Monday in the game against Montreal. When Montreal was in town, the Wild lit Montreal up with a final 8-2 in favor of Minnesota. All Wild goals came from different players. Defenseman Jordy Ben even logging his first for the Wild. Connor Dewar netting his first NHL career goal. And not sure if we're going to see Talbot in this game. I mean, in that Montreal game, he played the first 2 periods, and then he got replaced. So not sure if he re-injured that injury, because that was his first game back, or if they just didn't want to push him too hard that first game. Maybe we'll see him back here. Not sure yet. But if not, Capo will do a good job in that. I'm not worried about that. Minnesota is playing both New York teams this weekend. Friday, the Rangers. Sunday, they're going to play the Islanders. Matt Zuccarello with a 9-game point streak going on right now. Kevin Fiala with a 9-game point streak going on right now. The Wild have moved into third in the goals for category. This is the first meeting of the season between teams. They will play once more March 8th. Money line minus 120 or 1.83 for Minnesota, plus 100 or an even 2 for the New York Rangers. Over under set at 6. And if you look at common opponents between these two teams, Minnesota's at 64% winning those games. The Rangers are at 60%, so a slight edge for Minnesota. And I like the visiting team here. I like Minnesota to get this win. Minnesota to win that game. Number 3, we got a Central Division matchup. We got Colorado taking on Chicago. Chicago 5-3-2 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Marc-Andre Fleury listed to be between the pipes. Colorado, I think it's going to be Darcy Kemper. It could be Pavel Francouz. I'm not sure there. 9-0-1 in their last 10, current 8-game winning streak. The Hawks ended the road trip in Detroit. We already talked about that. That was that high-scoring game, an 8-5 win for Chicago. Dylan Strome notching his first NHL career hat trick in that game. Alex DeBrincat finding the twine twice. Numbers 25 and 26 for the season. Hawks were 2 for 3 on the power play. Good win for Chicago, right? They had lost 4 straight prior to that Detroit win. Hawks begin this week playing Colorado, which ended in a 2-0 loss. And now they end the week, right? So they began the week playing Colorado, and now they're going to end the week playing Colorado. And I don't know if the outcome is going to be much different. Colorado played a game middle of the week as well. Boston on Wednesday when the Avalanche notched number 17 for that home stretch winning streak. Colorado was down 3-1 going into the third when Samuel Girard made it 3-2. And then with only 37 seconds left in the game, Gabriel Landeskog tied the game. 3 minutes into overtime, Cal McCarr gets the winner in a power play goal. Nazem Kadri with 3 helpers in that game. And Pavel Francouz was between the pipes on Monday when they played Chicago, and he recorded his second shutout of the season. This concludes a 4-game series between these two teams. Avalanche have won all 3 games played already. 4-2, 4-3 in overtime, and the last one 2-0. Money line minus 220 or 1.45 for Colorado, plus 180 or 2.8 for Chicago. Over under set at 6.5. Colorado to win the game, visiting team. Boston and Arizona is the next game, number 4. Arizona 4-5-1 in their last 10, current 3-game losing streak. Scott Wedgwood has been confirmed to be in net for the Coyotes. Boston has Allmark listed. I think Tuukka Rask might play. I'm not sure. They haven't got anyone confirmed, so we'll find out tomorrow. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10, current overtime decision. The Coyotes, they showed some life the beginning of this calendar month. Now it seems back to their losing ways. Tuesday, a tilt with Pittsburgh that ended in a 6-3 loss to the Penguins. 3 losses in a row now. Outscored 17-6 in the last 180 minutes of hockey. Arizona hung in and battled back and forth till 5 minutes into the third period. It was 3-3, and after that, I think around the 7-minute mark, Pittsburgh started scoring, and they scored 3 times in the third. Outshot by the Penguins 36-16. The third period shots 15-5 in favor of Pittsburgh. Beginning of a back-to-back Saturday, Arizona plays Buffalo. Boston comfortably in 4th in the Atlantic with 51 points, able to secure a point in their last game, which was the one we already spoke about, that close 4-3 loss to Colorado. The Bruins had a strong second period, scored 3 and took a 3-1 lead into the third. They just couldn't keep up in the third, it seemed, right? I mean, outshot 18-7. Overtime, Boston wasn't even able to record 1 shot before that loss. Now they continue the road trip, the second game of a 3-game trip that they're on. First of 2 between teams. They play again in March. Boston has a 16-3 record against the Coyotes, and the 3 wins that the Coyotes have, that's back when they were called the Phoenix Coyotes, and that was back in 2009 and 2010. And since then, it's all been Boston. Moneyline has them favored heavily, minus 360 or 1.27. Arizona, the big dog, plus 280 or 3.8. Over under set at 6. Visiting favorite, Boston to win that game. And then we got the last one. The last game, which I'm kind of looking forward to. We got Washington taking on Dallas. Dallas 6-4-0 in their last 10, current 4-game winning streak. Braden Holtby, I think, is going to get the nod here. Washington, Vitek Vanacek, listed to be in net 3-6-1 in their last 10, current 2-game losing streak. Dallas back home after a 4-game road trip where they went 4-0. Last game, a 5-1 victory over New Jersey. The only goal the Stars gave up was when they were down a man, but none when it was 5-on-5. Braden Holtby was in net, and good game for him, stopping 36 of 37, a .973 save percentage. Pavelski tearing it up with 8 helpers and 4 goals in his last 5 games. Dallas brings a strong home record, 14-4-1 into this one. Washington has had a tough January. Wednesday, another loss. That was a 4-1 final loss to San Jose. Daniel Sprung with the lone goal for the Caps. Washington is 0-16 on the man advantage in the last 5 games. 1 goal in the last 120 minutes of hockey. And this is the last game of the month, and they don't play again until the 1st of February. And they're going to look to end the month on a positive. They're going to bring a hockey game here. You got to know that. I mean, they've fallen into 12th now in the goals for category. Vanacek, he'll give his team a chance. He always does. He's 3-2 in his last 5, and a shutout in that last 5 as well. Braden Holtby, like I said, I think he's going to get the nod, play his former team, the team that drafted him. First to 2 between these 2 teams. They'll play again in March. And I feel like it's a good spot for Washington, although everyone says Dallas has won 4 in a row and they're on a winning streak and yada, yada, yada. But those wins, I mean, New Jersey, okay, I like New Jersey a bit, but they've won against New Jersey, Philly, Detroit, and Buffalo. So let's see what they do against a good team. And I think, like I said, I think Washington's going to bring a game here. I mean, I know Dallas has a good historical record against the Caps. They were 13-5. I took a look at that. But I just feel like Washington's due for a win. And I think they're going to be angry and they're going to come out and play. I mean, Vegas is split on this one, right? It's kind of a coin toss game. Minus 110 or 1.9 for either team, Washington or Dallas. Over-under set at 5.5. Taking another visiting team, straight visiting teams across the board. Best bet, I'm going to go Washington. I'm going to put 5 there. I'm going to do a single bet on Detroit, though, because I think they could upset the Penguins. I'm going to go 3 there, and then I'm going to parlay Minnesota and Washington, both just on the money line. And then the Boston-Arizona game, I'm going to go over 6, and I'm going to go 3 there. Regular picks, like I said, all visiting teams. I'm going to go Washington to win over Dallas. Boston to beat Arizona, Colorado to beat Chicago, Minnesota to beat the Rangers, and then Detroit to upset Pittsburgh. That's what I'm going to do for Friday, see how the weekend starts off, and then I'll do another video tomorrow night for Saturday games. Good luck with your picks. Have a great Friday. Thanks for watching. Talk soon.